You need 2 poem. And the title of the poem is Corona Says. What's the title? Corona Says. And who is the writer? Vishnu S. Rai. Vishnu S. Rai is the writer of the poem Corona Says. Page number 241, I think. Look at the book, page number 241. Have you found? All of you find out fast. So before going to the lesson, we have 3 questions here. Let's discuss about these questions at first. Then we will move to the poem. So what is the first question? The first question goes like this. What is pandemic? Describe a pandemic that you have heard about in the history. What is pandemic? Is corona a pandemic? Yes. When the disease transfer from person to person, from one border to border to another border, if that affects very large number of people and large area, that is known as pandemic. For example, coronavirus that is started from China, Wuhan city of China. We had just heard about coronavirus came in China. After a few days, that came in Nepal also, India also, and Europe, America, and which killed more than 2 crore people. How many people were killed? 2 crore people were killed because of coronavirus. In Nepal, only 10,000 plus people were killed because of coronavirus. So, such type of disease which can kill large number of people within short time, crossing the border, that is pandemic. So, have you heard about other pandemics in the world? You might have heard about Spanish flu. A Spanish flu that started in some 100 years ago, which killed more than 10 crore people. 10 crore people. Almost half of the population of Europe finished because of Spanish flu. See? And you might have heard about Black Death that came some 700 years ago in Europe. That also killed many people. So, pandemics are devastating, destructive. They are like just world wars. So, even this coronavirus of 2019 is known as Third World War. The First World War, Second World War killed millions of people. In the same way, COVID-19 also killed millions of people. Okay, so do you think that human behavior is responsible for the pandemic? So, for pandemic, for coronavirus, for example, is other animal responsible or we human beings are responsible? Human beings are responsible. Coronavirus is supposed to be coming from bats that the Chinese used to eat. They eat now also. We believe that. But are the bats which are causing the coronavirus? No. We human beings, we started eating wild bats, and from bats it transferred to human beings and human to other human beings. So, human behavior is more responsible for the pandemics. We are inviting more and more new pandemics, new diseases. We are not caring about our environment. We are careless. We are cutting down trees carelessly. We are chopping down trees carelessly. You know that. We are polluting the environment. There is pollution everywhere. The amount of carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, chlorofluorocarbon, they are increasing in the atmosphere. And that has caused global warming. Because of global warming, ozone layer is depleting. And because of ozone layer, you know that the temperature of Earth is increasing, and that has caused the melting of the ice and so many other diseases. Just like Pandora box, okay? Which we cannot imagine what diseases are going to come next. Okay, so now let's talk about the writer. Who is the writer? Vishnu S. Rai is the writer. So he studied in India, Nepal and UK. He even taught at Tribhuvan University for 30 years. He was the professor of English language and education. He is well known for writing both in Nepali and English. His well known works are Martyrs and All the Stories, Play Realities, Nau Dada Pari, that is Nepali travelogues, and Paheli, that is what? Nepali novel. So now let's come to the poem. All of you, let's go to the poem. All of you read the first stanza once. Read the first stanza of the poem. Okay. The poem begins like this. All of you look at the first stanza. The poem begins like this. Stop crying, oh man, stop cursing me and listen. I didn't come here of my own free will. I was invited. Actually, now tell me in the first stanza, who is speaking? Who is the speaker? Is the human being speaker? No. In this poem, Corona is the speaker. Just like the selfie giant that non-human beings were speaking there, that is known as what? Personification. If non-human characters are used as human beings, that is known as personification. So in this poem also, Corona is not the person, but Corona is speaking to us. So this is what? Personification. And Corona says, stop crying, oh man. Stop cursing me and listen. I didn't come here of my own free will. Many people are crying because they have lost their relatives, their friends, their neighbors. They have lost because of coronavirus. And they are crying. And Corona says, don't cry. No need to cry. And don't curse me. Many people blame me because of me that many people have died. They curse me. And further Corona says, listen to me carefully. I have not come to this earth because of my own free will. I was invited. I was called. So I came here. Because of the invitation that I got from the human beings, human activities, I came here. Who is saying? Corona is saying. He further says that, believe me, I had no choice. I had no option. I had no option. I was optionless. Trust me. But to visit you. I was compelled to visit you. I was forced to visit you. How many lives were lost because of me? How many people have died? Just 2 crore people died. Just 10,000 plus people died in Nepal. You know that. Corona is telling us. But have you ever counted how many have died so far because of you and your wars? Corona is questioning upon us. Have you ever counted number of people who have died because of you? Because of your wars? Have you ever counted? We have not counted. When the people died from Corona, we used to count. Today 1 died, 3 died, 10, 20, 100,000. It went up to 20 million. It went up to 2 crore plus. 2 crore plus people died. But we human beings have not counted. How many people have died because of us? Is Corona only causing death of people? Every second word people are dying here. And they are dying because of the pollution, because of road accident, because of other reasons, other problems caused by human activities. The Corona means to say that, okay? So have you ever counted the number of people that you have died, you have killed, that have died because of your activity, because of wars? You can see the wars going on. In Bangladesh, many students, many people are being killed there. In Afghanistan, you know that in Pakistan, isn't it? In Israel and Palestine, so many people are dying. That's because of human activities, not because of Corona. And you are blaming Corona is killing us. Corona is what? Killing our relatives, our friends, our neighbors. So, Corona is very aggressive towards us. Now, all of you read the second stanza. Finished? The second stanza begins like this. You call yourself. You means who? We. Human beings. Corona says that you call yourself the crown of creation. We human beings are very proud that we are the king of creations. We are the crown of creations. We are the most social creature. People think so. But they don't realize how antisocial they are. See, but human beings are very what? Proud about themselves. They think they are the crown. They are the best creation of the God. And what about others? Have they ever thought about other creations, other creatures? You have learned about ecosystem that if in the absence of one creature, that will disturb our whole ecosystem. We know that. But have human beings ever thought about that? Have they thought about those who fly in the sky? Birds, those who live in the ocean, those who travel on the earth, and those the sources of your oxygen. See how careless we human beings are. We think this earth is our property. This land is our. Is earth our property? Is that mountain your property? That is nobody's property. And nobody's property is what? Everybody's property. That is the property of the tiger also, elephant also, birds also, alligators also, aquatic animals also. But the people think that we are the crown of creation, we are the king of creation, we are the most social animal, and we have to rule over the whole earth, whole what? Planet. We think so. And we don't care about the plants giving oxygen. We don't care about the aquatic animal. We don't care about the birds and so on. You think they all are your slaves. We think they are our slaves. They are slaves. We think so. And who you can sell or kill at your will. Corona is saying that. Corona is blaming us. Our human activities are responsible for the what? Devastation, destruction, whatever we have caused, we have brought in this universe, in this planet. Now all of you read the third stanza, please, all of you. Okay. Now in the third stanza, Corona further says, don't blame me. We all human beings are blaming the Corona, accusing the Corona for killing the people. He says, don't blame me. I just wanted to show you how clean the blue sky looks without dust and smoke. When there was coronavirus widespread throughout the world, at that time there was lockdown, we know that. For 1 month, 3 months, for 2 years there was lockdown. When there was lockdown, there were no vehicles on the road. No industry factories were opened. And what happened? What was the positive impact of that? When factory industry closed down, when vehicles were not on the road, the positive impact of that situation was what? Clean environment. The research showed that the environment of the earth became clean that was ever seen before. And we know that in this earth, more people are dying because of pollution than those who died because of coronavirus. And because of clean environment, more people's life saved. 2 crore people died, perhaps 20 crore people life might have been saved because of environmental clean, sanitation. So that's why Corona says, don't blame me. Don't think that what I have killed the people. I have just come to make your skies look beautiful, look what dust free, smoke free. I wanted you to realize how caged animals feel in a zoo. When in lockdown, we all were just like caged animal. We were in the house. We weren't able to get out of house. For some days in the beginning, we enjoyed coronavirus. We stayed at home. We had varieties of food preparing. But after 15 days, 20 days, 1 month, isn't it? We faced the problem. We felt suffocation in the house. We could not meet our friends. We could not visit our relatives as well. And how caged animal feel? To make that us feel, Corona says, I have come. And he further says, not to give you a test I came, so that Mother Earth could have a little rest. In lockdown period, at least the earth got chance to take a rest, take a breath, clean breath. We had never seen earth that much cleaner before, But at least because of Corona, earth became cleaner, sky became cleaner, and we experienced that. And to make the earth feel that I have come. Who says? Corona says. Now let's go to 5th stanza, all of you. Okay. You claim that you know everything. You means who? We human beings are very foolish. We foolishly claim that we know everything. We are expert. We have lots of knowledge. We think so. I just wanted you to know yourself. But many people don't understand themselves. We are not able to understand ourselves. We are not able to recognize who we are. What this earth is. Importance of those animals, flora and fauna. So The Corona says, you claim that you know everything. I just wanted you to know yourself. The earth is not your property alone. It is as much ours as yours. The people are thinking earth is their private property. Earth is their own property. Earth does not belong to other living creatures. And we blame the tigers are eating human beings. Tigers attacked human beings. Tigers came to human settlement. Did we hear such events or not? Tigers are attacking humans or humans are attacking tigers? Human beings are attacking tigers. They are what? Encroaching their habitat. And we blame the tigers. We blame the elephants. Once rhinoceros came to Etona also, walked from this Bhairav road and went up to Rapti road, isn't it? And we blame what? Rhinoceros came here. So, we human beings have damaged their habitat, their house. That's why they have come to our house. So, Corona says, I want to make people understand this earth is not only human beings' property, this is the property of all living creatures. Nobody's properties, everybody's properties, as I said. And finally, now Corona says, sure, I will depart one day. Corona departed or not? Corona went away. But don't think that Corona will not come back again. One day I will go back. I will go away from this earth, from this planet. But time and again I will come if you invite. Not only me, there are so many other viruses like me. They are waiting for their turn to come here. There are many others like me. They will come too. If you don't get rid of your inflated ego, your excessive ego, your unnecessary ego, you will be back to your cave time that you endured long ago. If you don't follow the rules, if you don't preserve the nature, if you go on encroaching the environment like this, one day where you will go back? You will go back to the cave life. We have read in the history, in geography, that our ancestors used to live in the cave. They used to survive eating fruits and roots. They didn't have any clothes, or they used to wear the clothes of the leaves of the tree. Have you read or not? We will be living that life if we don't preserve the environment, if we become careless. Corona says in that way. So this is actually our symbolic or a satirical poem, okay? Satirically, Corona is telling us that Corona is invited by human beings. We are not preserving our environment. Okay, that's the thing. So you are going to write some short note on this poem. All of you, in short, what you have understood, write yourself. What is the poem about? From the beginning, what you have understood in the classroom, everybody in a copy, write down. You have 5 minutes of time. Write about the poem, what you know. Oh, backbenchers. Write fast. Take out a copy and write fast.